everybody, SARI Cohen here for a special screening of Clemency at AFI Fest. Let's take a first look.
How do you keep doing it?
I do my job.
These next 24 hours are crucial. Anthony's defense attorney has already asked for a reprieve from the governor's office.
You want to play this good guys and bad guys. And I'm one of the bad guys. But I give these men respect. All the way through.
I want to share a bed with my wife. How long is this going to be going on?
All we want is to be seen and to be heard. And it's not over.
I do want to hear a little bit about your inspiration. What made you first want to get involved in this project?
You know, I found that the topic is very important and timely to talk about the penal system, to talk about the trauma that everybody experiences, not just the obvious death row inmates, but also the trauma experienced by the warden, the chaplain, and also to have us take a very intense look at our judgment, our value system, and how we judge people. What's the basis of that? And so for me, it was extremely important to invest in that way, even musically. You know, the starkness of the environment and therefore the starkness of the score.
Did you walk away with a different feeling about the criminal justice system when this was all said and done?
Well, it definitely made me question the criminal justice system and is it operating for the best of all people, and is it doing its job, or is there some adjustment necessary? Yeah.
I hope this movie says something about that, that's for sure.
It will.
It's such a pleasure to meet.
Hi, nice to meet you as well.
So congratulations on tonight. So it must feel like coming home for you.
It feels great. It feels amazing. It feels amazing.
I heard you say you used to teach at AFI.
I did. I taught in the directing program here.
So let's talk about this film now. Where did this even begin for you?
So it began in 2011, September 2011, when a black man named Troy Davis was executed in Georgia. And leading up to his execution, hundreds of thousands of people protested against it, including a handful of retired wardens and directors of corrections. And that was the first time I was really galvanized to take interest in anything related to prison reform and capital punishment and mass incarceration. And what kind of a question that kind of that I was obsessed with the morning after he was executed was, what must it be like for your livelihood to be tied to the taking of human life? Because these wardens who were protesting against his execution had all overseen hundreds of executions, and they really spoke to the emotional and psychological consequences doing so had on them and their prison staff.
Well, that's what I thought was so amazing about the film, because it didn't really touch on the guilt or innocence, but it was more the emotional and psychological effect that it had on everyone involved.
Exactly, and my hope is that audience's ability to see someone's humanity is not contingent upon knowing their innocence or guilt, right? And I feel like that's really how we progress and move forward and really see the humanity in all.
Coming from Brian Banks,
Yes.
where your character was all about proving his innocence, and
Yes.
now you're in a film where it's not really about guilt or innocence, but it's more about your character. What was that adjustment like?
So, for me, the whole point of this film is about exploring the idea of mercy and empathy from the other side of what we call justice, vis-a-vis the death penalty, right? With my character, my biggest challenge was trying to figure out how to communicate to the audience this is a human being. So it doesn't matter whether he's guilty or innocent, it doesn't matter what he did. What matters is, do we have the right to judge this man and kill this man just because of our perception of who he could be, right? I had to get them to see a human being beyond his situation, beyond the incarceration, beyond all of that. So the adjustment there was just trying to get people to see a whole, flawed, vulnerable person and get the audience to see themselves in him.
And that's it here at the red carpet of Clemency. I'm SARI Cohen. See you next time.
don't know if this is gonna make things better, but I'm trying.
You can't understand. You can't know what it's like. I am alone.
I am going to fight for him right up until the very moment you stick that needle in his arm.
You've given me hope. I can't do this on my own anymore.
I want to be home.
Warden,